Hello, hello. How are you doing on this fine, fine day? And by fine, I mean you make it fine. Because where I'm at right now, it is drizzly and gray and dark and cold. So make it good, right? Make it good. Okay, so let's just come in here with some resonance of high frequency so that we call only them who hold the high frequency to come in. I got a new it's called a bottleneck arm, but I also rearranged and added this dragon. Wanted to come in. I found it at a thrift store shortly after I had the dragon dream where I flew. And oh yeah, and this selenite. This was a company that makes this kind of thing. I got it locally, but I got it as a tip. And I love it. I love it. Spiders are kind of, I love spiders. And what else is new? Oh, we've got this little, a puma? Is this a puma? No, it's not a puma. It's a cheetah. And then also a Buddha crystal. So these were all outside. And I just brought them in. All these things. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying out this new neck. Hopefully this angle. Is that the angle? That seems weird. The neck is really stiff, which is a good thing, but it's also makes it hard to adjust. There we go. See how that goes. And it's kind of wiggly. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how things work. Okay. So let's start with a rune stone. That is this one. Spiritual warrior, I think. Something about the warrior. I feel like it's a warrior rune. Victory! Masculine gods warrior rune. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Warrior vibes. Let's take it. And let's get a key from the Arcturians and see if they can help set the tone on this warrior, on this reading. Warrior vibes, I love it. Oops, we've got a mushroom down. Oh yeah, and I also found this coin. It's got, can't really see, but it's got 2 dragons on the one side, and then characters on the other. It's lucky. Maybe it's lucky. Oh, silent one. Oh, I have not seen this one yet. Getting yin yang vibes. Let's see. Is that it? Oh, there it is. Communication. The energy of communication makes you aware that you are able to communicate with your body, thus understanding its signals and solving its discomforts. This energy brings both your body and your spirit into deeper contact with each other. So body and spirit. There is no good or bad energy. Everything is just energy. Often fear plays a role in our lives because we don't know why we feel the way we feel. We allow fear to emerge. Without realizing it, thoughts of fear may lead us into creating a life of fear. We begin by creating a reality other than what initially was meant to be. This new reality makes us believe there actually is something to be frightened of. Try to figure out why you were afraid and if the fear is real. We are often afraid of the unknown because our subconscious is very creative in guarding us against things that are new or different. Fear is usually caused by a lack of information. In making real contact with your body, you fill in the information yourself and the fear disappears. Okay. And it's through the communication. So when you see the fear come up, communicate with yourself. Like sometimes it's a visceral thing, right? Your body responds. I just heard this thing not too long ago where it was anxiety and excitement feel the same. Anxiety is a fear of, and excitement is, there's a little bit of that in there as well. But sometimes, new things, we're excited about it, but we mistaken it as fearful of it. And that's why it's so important to face your fears and rise, right? Like, don't let it dictate, because we might have old communication systems that are translating excitement into fear and vice versa. So, but you are a warrior. Was it spiritual warrior? I forget already. Warrior rune, masculine gods, victory. Yeah, victory. You got nothing to fear about. Nothing to fear. Because you are the warrior. Okay, let's shuffle these guys good here. Let's see what this message, communication and warrior. Okay, let's feel this out. What is this about here? Eight of Swords, Tower and Two of Wands, Three of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords and the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is reaching up towards this Eight of Swords. So I'm getting mourning. You may have gone through a period where you needed to set some very strong boundaries, and some of that resulted in the end. So like the end of relationships, the end of friendships, the end of job, something that you needed to let go of for your own well-being, for your own peace. And I'm getting a sense of mourning a little bit. And that's okay. That's part of the transformation, right? You can't be a warrior without leaving some graves behind you. And, you know, when you're holding space, you don't have space available for new things to come in. So mourn and keep moving forward, right? Allow yourself the time to do this. This hangman being suspended, not being able to move forward because maybe there's some things that you still need to mourn. And because the tower is right there, they could be huge things that were a big part of your life that, you know, you've walked away from, you've put to rest, but there's still residual resonance of it. Kind of every once in a while swings back and reminds you or shows you that place that is now vacant, and you reminisce about the things that used to be there. And that's okay. I think that's part of the process, because you come around, right? First of all, you glorify it and you reminisce all the great things, and then you're reminded why you needed to walk away, why you needed to let go of it, right? Because you're taking control of your life and choosing what's best for you. And that takes the warrior spirit, for sure. You're actually more in communication with yourself than you've ever been. You're part of the communication now. Maybe in the past, it was everybody else before you. And that could be part of the mourning, right? It's so easy to distract ourselves by putting our focus on the other people. But once we've put them to rest, we're left with ourselves. We're left to having to put ourselves first, right? It's like a double-edged sword. Yeah, but look what's coming because of it. And this one is like divine abundance. It's coming. Look, it's on its way to the bowl. All these coins are about ready to drop. A couple of them are ahead, but there's abundance from the goddesses. This is all the universe conspiring, your spirit, the stars aligning, you know, to bring in your abundance as part of what you have manifested for yourself. And, you know, taking control over your aspects. For this one, I'm getting the balancing of the masculine and feminine within yourself, right? You recognize that the balancing is an important part. And so, yeah, you're putting yourself in a position where you've left space for new to come in. And basically make your wish, whatever you wish for. And I wonder about sacrifice, right? This idea of sacrificing a thing for another thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical sacrifice like goat or whatever. You can sacrifice an old mindset. You can sacrifice an old habit. You can sacrifice an old routine. And it makes space for something new. And I'm seeing a tiny little jumper spider on the dragon. Distracted easy by the little things. Okay, let's see if we can find a little bit more clarity on this. Like, why Why do we need to, what's this message we want from here, or are we getting from here? This is where we're at. What's it all for? Maybe tell us more about the wish. Tell us more about this abundance that's coming. What do you got for us? Make your wish. Anything you wish for, you can have. That's daunting. Right? Like, you know, I wanted to change my name because I didn't like my last name, and so I wanted to change my last name, and then the minute they're like, you can have any name that you want, you can change it to anything you want, I was like, there's just too many. Like, how do you make a choice? How do you decide those kinds of things? Ace of Wands. Wow. We got 3 aces, guys. Boom, bada, bing. Literally anything you start, anything you think of, anything you wish for is like, this is all new energy, creative, manifesting power. Awesome. Okay. 6 of Swords. So this is making me think it's an ongoing process. We have to keep in the cyclical motion. And I think it's giving me the same sense of like tempering your... Sorry, it just died on me. There are relationships that will serve you, that want to come in. Like-minded individuals, soul tribe, soul connections, people who see you and want to nurture the environment that best serves you. They want to come in. And so, you know, you could be in a period of, it's lonely. You've let go of all the things. You've let go of all the people. You've created the boundaries. And then this moment is like realizing like, oh, I'm all alone now. And that could be a tower. That could be a tower. But these towers come in. It's like, I always think of gardening, right? The tower is like the end of the winter when you go into the yard, into the garden, and you start ripping away and getting rid of all the dead things, all the things that aren't producing and taking up space, and you refresh it. It's a huge tower for the garden and everything that lives in it, right? Like but you are making space for all these things, and it takes time before, you know, you got to plant the seeds, you got to prep the area, you got to rearrange, you got to build new beds or whatever you got to do the process, and then get your seeds in there, get your seedlings in there, and then wait for it to grow. And so this is the time in between where it seems like you're alone, but you just have to wait for the timing for your garden to start producing. Okay. So you got this King of Swords. So this could be your energy, and the fact that you are in this mastering stage of your life. You're mastering this process. You're getting really good at being discerning about who you share your space with, understanding that not everybody gets to eat at your table, right? Not everybody gets access to you. And just being very discerning on who you give your attention to, who you allow in. And I think that's really great, because that's a good way for you to regulate and keep track of, you know, that means you're in communication with your body and your mind and your heart. And you're no longer settling for subpar or crumbs or non-reciprocating relationships, right? We don't want any more of those. So we got the High Priestess, and this guy wanted to come out. Oh, it's just the World. It's only the World. Okay, so once you're in a state of mastering your action, your masculine, your discernment, and your feminine subconscious realms, you've got this world opening up to you, which is kind of like an endless possibilities. I'm getting the world as your oyster. It's more like the world is the pearl that sits inside of you. You're the oyster. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, you're magical. It's a balance between magical subconscious realms and the physical, transformative, discerning action. The King of Swords is very intelligent, precise. Yeah, he understands that the sword can protect and can hurt or attack as well. That whole double-edged sword situation. And so he's not wielding it willy-nilly. So this 5 of Wands, that's going to come in once you make connection with your reciprocating relationship that's coming in. Now you're multiplied, you're doubled up. And so energetic fields compound or accentuate, what's the word? Radiate, intensify. They become bigger. The sphere widens and encompasses the world, and then you become a beacon for more of your soul tribe to find you, to seek you out, to join. So that's really nice. Oh, fool. And when it happens, you got to leap for it. You got to jump at the opportunity. Yeah, these aces here. I guess it's Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and a Page. I always consider the Page as an ace, but I guess it's not, is it? This is the wish. This is the action. And this is what you're bringing to the table, an overflowing cup. And it's because of that. I think because you mastered the tower. You know, it could be multiple towers happen. You know, when towers happen, you are unfazed or unmoved. You don't hold on to it. You don't grab it and make it a part of you. You observe it as it goes by. And because of that, because your mastery in that, you can wish for anything and will be celebrated because of it. Yeah, you got High Priestess vibes, man. She's making magic happen. With the King of Swords, there you go. Page of Cups. Your wish fish has arrived. Anything you wish for. So don't be afraid to start something new. Don't be afraid to be a beginner in a field, even though you're pro at all these other things. You're constantly learning. That's what life is. I think you stop learning when you die. So if you're still learning, that means you're alive. So, yay. Yeah, leap of faith. You got to trust in it. This is your season. I've been hearing it everywhere. This is your season to have no fear. Anything you set your mind to, you can have. You've gone through the worst of it. You've made it through the trials. You've done the inner work, the emotional work that needs to be done. And it's building momentum. And it's pulling in like a whirlpool. Abundance. Yeah. And so, you know, with the Temperance on the bottom, sorry, lost it. Just realized that was a ... moment. Okay, sorry guys. I had too much stuff on my camera, so I had to take out the trash. So we're just gonna pull one more here. Then we'll move on. Three of Swords, healed heart, healing of the heart. There could be a little bit more work you need to do on your heart. You know, it could just be acknowledging the wounds that are there. I had a moment today kind of pop up. It was an old wound that I thought was healed, and there was still a tender spot that showed itself. And so this is why I think it's really important to keep checking in with yourself. And yeah, I think, you know, the wound was externally inflicted, but it was a double-edged sword. It was me recognizing not only the injustice that was put upon me, but also the version of myself that allowed that, right? And yeah, there's a little bit of compassion for yourself, for that version of yourself that didn't know better at the time, right? So that's important to keep checking in with yourself. This one, because you're the magician. Yeah, amazing. Okay, I'm gonna put these away, and let's get a wild one card. See if there's something that we can do, some direction. I mean, trust your inner guidance. Change your perspective of any towers that may present itself. It's an opportunity to heal. Continue to let go of things that no longer serve you. Right? Let's see if one of these cards wants to offer themselves up to this reading willingly. Temple. Okay, Temple. Your body is a living temple of love. This is already a great affirmation because this communication was talking about communication with yourself. Right? Wasn't it? Let me just, before I go back there. Yeah, communicate. Fear. Energy. This energy brings both your body and your spirit into deeper connection with each other. Okay, your body's a living temple of love. It is your guide, unfolding your journey in a language necessary to learn. It wants you to accept all that has happened to it and all that it is. It is there in service to your soul, showing you your karmic patterns ready to be seen and resolved. Yes. As your guide, your body, its intuition, and its knowing will show you your path and be harsh in its lessons should you decide not to listen and allow your mind to be your only director. And this is why you have the balance between your mind and your intuition and its knowing. That's your high priestess, right? When you feel discomfort or pain, express what is behind it, even if you don't know. Just begin to express through writing, drawing, creating, and feeling through whatever moves you. If you don't know the why of it all, follow the path of wisdom, wild one, and have not knowing as your priority, knowing only where you are when you put your foot down to the next step. As these places of discomfort come up for consideration, you will see the clues or directions ready for or needing attention. And in the same way, when you feel your passion and your desires, step into yourself and allow. Let yourself flow with the rhythms of your body, with the universe and her great mystical divinity. Your body, wild one, is a living temple of love, a sacred place of power, a guide manifesting for you tangible access to the direction of your path. It's like a map with keys to access all parts of your human experience from your heart to your soul. It is lighting the way, wild one. Follow it, and your destiny will become clear. So there you have it. Be open to the communication that your body and your higher self and your inner knowing and your intuition is communicating with you. Because it is a balance, right? Yay! Okay, let's do a Kuan Yin. Something with the heart. Kuan Yin. That's our message right off the get-go. Who might argue? Who might argue with Kuan Yin? What does she say to us? Intervention. I want you to learn from your choices, but I always protect you from consequences that will not benefit your soul development. When my intervention is required, it is given. Fear not. There you go. Intervention could look like a tower. I have this image on my screenshots that I looked at today, and it said, oh, what did it say? I'll post it on the things because I forget, but it was something about there's something to do with this. Anyways, I totally forget it. But yeah, interventions can look like towers. Rejection is protection. That's what it was. Rejection is protection. So you may feel a tower moment in being rejected by something that you really wanted, but trust that something better for you is coming, or you need to keep that space open for something better, right? Okay, let's see. There is our reading. It's a little bit more jam-packled than normal, but I just kind of roll with it. This is what happened. Okay, so I hope that helps. Oh, maybe we want to do angel cards. Maybe the angels want to get their 2 cents in. Okay, angels, what you got? Nothing? Just an afterthought? Forethought? Mid-thought? Nothing. Okay, one more time. We'll do one more pass. I'm looking for other little tiny cards. They will reveal themselves when the time... Oh, that's way too many. That's like half of the deck. Okay, angel cards. Let's just take that one. Children are a promise of the angels, which we should take care of. Okay. So, yes, your children. Be a good mentor, but also your child self. When you're in communication with your body, and even when you're taking steps and making wishes, sometimes that's a good place to start. What would your child version find joy in? What would make them happy? And use that as your springboard, as your start point. Okay, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for coming in and being a part of this process as we figure our shit out. Or try to. Okay. Whatever you're doing, make it awesome. And I'll see you next one. Love you. Bye. Okay. The strength. Yeah, you're stronger than you think you are. And this is something we take for granted. You know, the imposter syndrome and the I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I can't handle the truth. Yeah, you can. Because you're a freaking warrior. Don't forget that. You're a warrior. And your weapon could be your ability to communicate. But you are strong. You're the high priestess with the lion strength. Like, that's hella good. Okay, so we've got, well, what do we do with this? Make wishes. Move forward. Leaps of faith. Trusting in the universe and our own abilities. It's not always just trusting in the universe, right? It's trusting in ourselves. The universe is within us. And so by default, we have to trust ourselves to trust the universe, right? Here we go. The Page of Wands wanted to come onto the Page of Pentacles here, because this is the land of pages. This is what's new. This is what you opened your space up for here. For all these new things, new wishes, new actions that you're taking, new ways of thinking and feeling and being. It's gorgeous. That's crazy how many aces and pages we have. Sixes. 9, 5. Okay. Is there anything else that we need to know from these cards to help us here move forward with conviction and trust? And inspired action too. Like, you know, you're not just willy-nillying it. You have the experience and the awareness to make the right choices for yourself. So if it feels good, trust it. Trust it. Like, that's the kind of communication that your body can give you, right? If something feels wrong about it, even if you can't put it to words, trust your body. Your body is communicating. Your higher self is communicating through your body. What's that saying? If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Trust the hell yeses. Don't hesitate. That's that jumping of like the fool. That's that leap of faith. And it might be through a tower that you discover these parts of yourselves. And maybe that's why you've embraced tower moments, or are in a state of, or a position to, or a process of embracing tower moments. They're just like perceived failures, right? They aren't perceived failures. They're steps to success. So every time you fail, you gain more knowledge, insight, and experience that leads you closer to success. So failures are a good thing. Those tower moments, they crack you open so that you gain a better perspective of yourself. And then you evolve. You learn and grow. That's growth. So trust those tower moments. I mean, this fool is leaping towards the tower, and then you have this Ace of Cups and celebration and wishing and, you know, all around you. And so this tower, these tower moments, maybe it's about changing your perspective of how you view these tower moments. Like the unexpected flat tire. You know, that's a tower moment in your day. You weren't expecting it. You weren't prepared for it. Except for maybe having a spare tire in the back or a jack or whatever. And you can't control the tower. You can't control that tire from not popping or having had popped. And so, but you can control how you respond to it. And that is the difference. That makes all the difference in the world, especially if your reaction and the energy that you produce when you're reacting builds momentum. If you're constantly reacting to tower moments with such emotional investment and veracity by like freaking out or, you know,